So our pressed powders, which we also have the same in loose powders, just pressed powders are a little bit more intense. And I'm just adding this to my palette. So we have palettes, empty magnetic palettes. I'm just adding it in here. So this is my brown eyeshadow, which is the same as our kajal brown as well. It's the same pigment. So now what I'm going to do to start with, let me get the right brush. I have my angled brush that I only use for my eyeliner. I'm just going to dip it in. It's quite pigmented. Now when you're older, you do have a loose skin there. There's no way around it unless you get surgery. I have never had surgery. I don't intend to have surgery. So you don't want to be picking up and then going like that. You want, otherwise you're just going to get a blurb coming down here. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to wing it, and I'm not going to be exact because I'm going to basically blur it out. I'm going to just bring it in, so straight up and out. So if I'd have done this, then I would have got something completely different because it will droop. And what we want to do is bring everything up. So we want to make sure the eyeshadow goes up, not goes down. The same with the eyebrows. You don't want to go too low here. You want to make sure everything is lifted. We want to bring the eyes upwards, not downwards. This is a really beautiful pigment. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to use the same pigment again, just underneath the eyes, just underneath the outer edge of the eye. Now, I just love these brushes. They're a little bit harder. They're the small blending brushes for the eyes, and I use so many of them. I keep one for a light color, one for a dark color, and it just works so well with blending. So I'm just going to use this brush and I'm going to bring it over. So what I'm doing here now, I'm going to go like a big C underneath the eye and over. You see what I mean? So again on the other side, just start picking up the pigment a little bit and then bring it over above the socket, because when we are older we have droopy eyes, we don't see the eyelid, and what we want to do is make the eyes stand out. So we don't want to bring the dark into here onto the eyelid. We want to keep that fairly light. So I'm going to make the big C around. And again, you don't have to worry about being exact. And I certainly can't at the moment because I can't, as I said, I'm going a little bit blind here. That's a good start. Now I'm going to take this is a taupe colour here, and I'm going to put the same brush into the taupe colour just to go on top to blend it in, make it a little bit lighter. So you can see there I'm kind of diffusing the area, and this can actually be left as a one application look. I do the same thing with the cream eyeshadow, which is the Kajal brown eye pencil, the same way, using the same technique. So again, instead of using the pressed powder, you just use the cream eyeshadow here. So either or works. So we do have it in pressed format, and I thought today it would be nice to do it, show you the application of the pressed eyeshadow. So now I'm getting my eyeshadow brush number 2, and I'm going to apply a little bit of, I'm just going to do, it's like It's a goldy bronze. It's a very light bronzy colour. It's quite beautiful. So what I'm doing to make the eyelid stand out, just dipping that in, and I'm going to apply to the lid itself. I really love this colour. It's a beautiful colour. And what that does, it brings the eyelids out. The shading above recedes that a little bit, and then you can make your eyes a little bit more poppy. I'm going to use another brush. Actually, I could use the same brush. Let me just wipe off any excess. And I'm just going to use a little bit of nude just underneath the brow bone and just above the brown area here, the shading here, just to blend everything in. Now because I'm going out, I'm going to add a little bit of the white highlighter to the inner corner of the eye and just underneath the brow bone here, just a thin line. Now, for the eyeliner, I don't just draw on an eyeliner. There are different ways of doing this. One way is don't just draw a line across your upper eyelid. And I would suggest, if you're over a certain age, I would use brown or a soft grey rather than black. And don't wing it up, because it's always going to droop down. So what I do, you can either just literally dot along the eye, or you can even do what they call just underneath the eye, and just in the underneath the eyelashes. And I want to see if you can see the difference. That helps to fill in the lower lashes and just brings out the eyes a little bit more without looking like you've got eyeliner on. I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. I'll do it again. So it's not quite in the waterline, it's just underneath the lashes. And I'm going to do the other side in a moment. And then you can also go under. So this is using the kajal, just a little bit on the inside again. And also again, just on the waterline. Now I'm just going to do one side only so you can see, if you can see the difference between the two. I have just added the other side on. Then the next thing to do is to apply the mascara. Now before we do that, one little trick, if you want to make sure you've got nothing running down here, is you can use a cotton wool and just literally go up the side to make sure you've got a nice wing. The other thing you can do is you can get your concealer or to get the touch-up foundation. There we go. Okay, so the touch-up foundation you can use, or you can use the yellow concealer or any concealer that you like, and again tapping off excess, and then you're just literally going to draw a line up. So if I happen to have any excess, I'm just going to draw up underneath, just to make sure you've got that lift and you've got nothing drooping down. You don't want anything going down, you want everything lifted. Now for the mascara, what you want to do, I don't personally like the mascara curlers, and it's really up to you whether you use them or not. I find them a little bit dangerous if you don't know how to use them properly. You can pull out your eyelashes if you're not careful. So it really is what is best for you. I'm lucky my eyelashes are not straight, so I can curl them naturally with the mascara. Now The trick with the mascara is I usually just apply one coat and that is it, because I've got enough with the brown liner on the bottom of just underneath the lashes there. I've already given those lashes a little bit of depth, and all I'm doing is just applying a little bit more, and again it's more on the up. I apply a little bit, just say underneath here, just the outside, but not really going underneath. Taking shape. So I've applied a little bit of mascara just to the upper lashes and underneath the outside, not underneath down here. So the idea is to give the eyes a little bit more definition and a little lift as well.